Hi, Catherine Queering here, licensed mental health counselor and self-trust coach, and I am here today to talk about your desires. What has that been like for you in your life? What was it like growing up in the church to have any desires, to have any awareness of your desires? Did it feel safe? Did you feel like you had to hide them? Did you feel like there was a lot of shame around them, either internally or from others, or judgment about it if you had any desires that you were aware of or expressed? I know that for a lot of people, this has been especially difficult with the purity culture that has existed in the evangelical church, and that any sort of sexual or romantic desires were really looked down on and shamed, and people felt like they had to separate from that or experience a lot of shame and judgment. For me, a lot of those desires were just simply for playfulness and enjoyment of life, and I didn't feel like there was enough space for that either. I know that I ended up feeling like I had to hide my desires, even for myself, so that God wouldn't be aware of them, right? Which is the logic of, kids and teenagers, that would be possible. But I was afraid that if I was even aware of my desires, that God would take it away from me, that somehow that would lead to me not being a good Christian, not being disciplined enough, not being in God's will. I was afraid that at any moment, God might think, nope, that's not good for you, going to take it away. So only the things that I knew God would approve of were the things that I allowed myself to be aware of. And that is a really awful way to live. One way this showed up that I really remember, those little moments in your life that you can go back to like a snapshot, is one Saturday morning when I really wanted to watch one of my favorite shows, and that I felt inside that's what was important, is to go relax and have fun and play. And instead, I chose to do my devotions first because I was afraid if I didn't do them then, I wouldn't do them, and that would mean I wasn't doing the work I needed to do to be close to God, and then I would feel guilty or all these other things. So I chose to do my devotions, which I couldn't pay attention to because I really wanted to be watching TV instead. And this was back when you couldn't watch it later, right? That was the only time it was on. And I just remember that being the seminal moment where after that, I didn't ever choose my desires. I always chose what my manager parts thought was most important, what seemed godly and good and responsible and productive and purposeful, and all of those values that were the only values felt like I was allowed to have. And anything that felt more playful and like desires, and you can include sexual desires in that, as well as just playfulness and lightheartedness and things that don't have any real purpose in life other than enjoyment. And those things are so critical for us too. And so part of my journey, and what I'm offering to you and inviting you into, is to make that part of your life too, is to invite that playfulness and rest and enjoyment and just embracing of your desires back to your life. You don't have to be suspicious of them. You don't have to hide them. You don't have to feel shame about them or judgment about them. They are good. They don't have to be out of control. They don't have to be too extreme. They just get to be ways that you get to soothe and take care of yourself and have fun. And that is a vital part of being alive. And we all need that in order to thrive. And so I want you to think about today what this journey has been like for you with your desires, and any desires that you feel like you had to hide or let go of or abandon that you want to reincorporate into your life. And please send me a message and tell me what it's been like for you and what desires you're reincorporating into your life. Until next time, bye.